What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is the JR Wisdom channel. Once again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in to my channel. And if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all of my future videos and content similar to this. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So today I'm going to be talking about something that pertains to me as well. I've seen a few guys in the media recently talking about this, and it's basically why you guys shouldn't be having multiple kids with multiple women, unless you're just into that type of thing and you think it's cute. We've heard people like Steven Jackson, he's a former NBA player, talk about it. Most recently, I watched a video with TK Kirkland on Vlad TV. He talks about it. I think he said he has 5 different kids by 5 different women. And they also speak on NBA YoungBoy and his situation being 21 years old. I think he's got like several kids. Boosie, Puff, Lil Wayne, all these other guys who obviously are pretty wealthy guys, but they have multiple baby mamas, multiple kids by multiple women. And he says something interesting in the video where he says that NBA YoungBoy, even though he's still young, obviously, is that it's going to be hell. He's going to go through hell. Steven Jackson, he addressed this, and he actually did a video, I think in the locker room. He was talking about his situation. And I'll link these videos in the description. You guys can check them out as well. Where it's just, it's just not a good idea. And I'm going to just give you guys my experience. Me being 38 years old, to be honest with you, for you guys who've been following my channel for some time, you know that I have posted videos about this similar to this topic. I have a total of 6 kids with 3 different women. And my first 3 sons were with my wife when I was married, and that was about roughly for 12 years. And I had 2 relationships after that where I had 3 other children, my 3 daughters. And I'm just going to tell you, it's not a good deal. It's not a good thing. And you would think that this is common sense. No matter how old you get, you still got dudes in their 40s and 50s still doing this. But, we look at things like, hey, you always start over. Maybe this person wants kids, so on and so forth. But you have to think things out before you do it. You have to think things out. You have to think about what's going to happen, the type of person you're dealing with. Do I really know this person? In my marriage, I thought she was a good person until it came time to divorce. And that's when you see things come out and how people really act when it comes to children. So I'm going to just discuss, talk about some of the things that he brought up in the video and some of the things that I've experienced. So TK Kirkland was basically saying that he has 5 different children by 5 different women, but they all live in different places. So this kind of makes it easier, if you will, which I don't want to say that it's never easy, because you have your kids spread out all over the place. That's the first issue. And if you're like me and you're a father, you want to have all your kids together at once. You want to get them to meet each other, interact with each other, get to know each other. Even though in a perfect world, how it should be, you would want to have all your kids by one woman, but it just doesn't happen that way. And Steven Jackson, he talks about this as well. If he could do it all over again, he would just have them. He advises you guys the same way I'm advising you guys. If you're going to have children, if you do decide, make sure it's by one woman, and preferably that you're married to her. That way you do have a little bit more rights to your children than you would if you were just having children with a woman that you're not married to. And by default, for the most part, the state gives her full custody of the children. So that's the one thing. As I've discussed on several videos, the court system is not kind to men either way. Family court is not kind to you when it comes to child support, visitation, things like that. These women can let you miss a child support payment. It's, all hell breaks loose. But let them miss a visitation where they don't bring bring the children for visitation. The courts just look at it like, oh well. You're not really gonna put her in jail about it. And it's so crazy how the system is like that, where they allow this to go on. Another thing you have to realize is, and that goes back to the accountability situation. Another thing that I've come to realize, and that I hope you guys realize, is that when it comes to children that you're having with a woman, when they become bitter, which most of the times they do. I hate to say it, and women may watch this and say otherwise, but they'll use that child and the state as leverage, the police as leverage to put your ass in jail. And if you don't do as they say, or if you don't do what they want, all hell's gonna break loose. Trust me, it happens. I've been dealing with it for the past 5 years now, 5 or 6 years, from being divorced to having my other children. You're dealing with, as long as you're doing what they say, which is simping. It doesn't matter what the court order says, but if you're not doing what they like, what they want, and what they say, all hell's gonna break loose, and it's not a good thing. And the court system is not really gonna help you, but so much, especially with this pandemic situation going on, where the courts are closed a lot of times, they're backed up, and if you're trying to rule them in for them not letting you see their child, not abiding by the actual court order, it's going to take you a while, or you have to go through your attorney, which is more money. It's just a cycle. It's a racket with this whole thing. So it's just better off not to have children. It makes you not want to have children overall, even when you are married, because anything could happen. A lot of times these women move on, right? They're in completely different situations with new boyfriends, new husbands, but they're still giving you a hard time, and the simps that they're with allow them to do these things. They allow them to keep the children away from you, and maybe they think they're helping their woman out or supporting their woman. But any real man is going to encourage his woman in a case like this to let the father see the child, especially if he's paying child support. You know, he's doing everything, he's following the court order. He's going to encourage, but a simp is just going to sit back and support that, which is a lot of times the reason why these women choose these men, because that's how they are. They're not stand-up guys. So, and with that being said, a lot of times these women get into arguments with the boyfriends or the husbands, and they're not talking. Things aren't going good at the house. So they'll take that out on you as the children's father and give you a hard time because of what's going on at the house. And it also goes back to them saying that you are the reason why they're in the position that they are in life, whether they can't get ahead or they're not living their best life, they're not happy. Regardless of who it is that they're with now, they're going to blame their current situation. It goes back to the accountability. They're going to blame their current situation in life on you. It's your fault, the reason why they're with this dude, or they're not making the money they want to make, or they're not, a dancer in a Chris Brown video, or a Hollywood housewife, or all this other foolishness that the vanity that comes with it. They'll blame it on you, why they aren't where they should be in life. Even if you're trying to help them, you're trying to support them, you're trying to see your child every other weekend by helping them out, which is your child, but you're trying to help them out by wanting to spend time with your child, and that helps them to get some free time of their own. But they don't see it that way, because it's all about control. You have to remember that. It's all about control. If there's and women will say, I'm not like that, but I would like to come across some women who are very cooperative and co-parent properly with the father. I haven't seen it yet, but that's just my experience. So these women as well, from what I notice, they monitor what you have going on. They are always checking to see what you have going on, checking your social media, asking other people about you, trying to find anything that you have going on to keep tabs on you, on your lifestyle, instead of worrying about what they have going on, and just trying to get something that they could potentially use in court against you. It's not about the money, guys. A lot of times it's not about the money. It's about control. There's situations, I've been in situations where they didn't care about the child support money, but once you try to get visitation through the courts, then all of a sudden they make it about the child support money. I have situations where you try to get divorced and they're like, I'm not signing the paperwork, even if it frees them of any financial liability, any bills, anything like that. I'm not signing the paperwork because I'm mad. They're like children. I'm just being honest. And you ladies can get upset. If you're one of those ladies that, say, I'm very cooperative, I co-parent, I'm not, bitter, then I'll let you take your word for it. So when you have multiple or women by different, you have multiple children by different women, they tend to stalk each other, be jealous of each other, want to compare themselves to each other, because it's just vanity. It's just how it goes. They all compare themselves, even though they may be with different dudes, they still compare themselves to each other. That's just the vanity that women are born with, and it's the pettiness, the cattiness, and all of that. Like I said before, they'll put you in the court system. No matter how much you may be doing for the child or spending time with the child, for any little thing, they'll try to put you in the court system, make your life as difficult as possible, make your life a hell on earth, and you just want to spend time with your children. But the guys who don't care about their kids and don't give a damn, they just let them go free. But that's just how it is. Can miss visitations, they not bring the child. They don't follow court orders, and the courts don't really do anything to them. They force you to go back through the court system with situations like this, which takes time out of your day, costs money, all of this because they don't want to follow court order. And at the end of the day, the judges still aren't really going to do anything. And it's just, this is what the judges want. This is what the attorneys want, because they know women like this are dysfunctional, and it's something that's going to end up happening. They can tell that in court. A lot of times the attorneys can tell that. They know when they're talking to their clients that this person is bitter. This person doesn't want you to take pictures with your child and post them, doesn't want you to do anything. They can tell these people are bitter, but they have to represent them. You know what I'm saying? So another thing is the logistics, as I kind of hinted at before. When you have multiple children by multiple women, the logistics of keeping your family together, keeping the children together, picking them up all on the same weekend, or if they don't want to do it on the same weekend, you have to arrange different weekends. All this other foolishness that you got to deal with, as opposed to if you just had children by one woman, which it doesn't make it that much easier, but at least it's just one woman you'd have to deal with instead of multiple. Other thing is, you'll have different men around your kids. These women are dating. These women are dealing with different dudes. They may be married, they may be off and on. But if you notice that you guys weren't together for particular reasons, whether the woman being controlling, the next man is either going to notice that and just, do his thing with her and keep it moving, or he's going to be the simp and just enable her behavior. Those are the two things in terms of that. They're being raised differently outside of your umbrella by her and the men. They're being raised completely different. So you can only raise them for that weekend that you may spend with them, or that week that you may spend with them. They may be spoiled over there, and you're not the type to spoil kids. So you have to deal with that and not listening. And at the end of the day, they're not all under one roof. So it's not a good thing. I'm an adult. I take responsibility for it. I'm willing to say, hey, it definitely wasn't a good idea. I would have done things differently, like a lot of us, but your kids are here now. They're a blessing, and you just have to deal with it and just put your best foot forward. Be positive. Go through the whole legal system and know that regardless of what happens, that your kids know you love them. And that you tried, you made the attempt to be in their life, regardless of how difficult it may have been dealing with their mother. But that's just how it is. So for those of you who are listening, I encourage you, don't put yourself in that position. If you're going to have children or want to have children, try to do it with someone that you really want to have children with and that you're wanting to marry, instead of just someone random. I'm telling you, it will be hell on earth. It will work on your mental health up until that point where you learn to control your emotions and just let it go. And understand that it is what it is, and you can't make a bitter person see logic. So I hope this information has been beneficial to you guys. Those of you guys who may be thinking about having children or are dating someone, just realize that you are not in a position to negotiate anything should things go sour. So, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I invite you to like the video if you liked it. Hit that subscribe button as usual, along with the bell, that way you receive all of the notifications. And share this video if you feel like it'll be a benefit to anyone. You know what I mean? Make sure you guys check out my new book, The Law of Attraction for the Pessimistic Mind. It's right here. It's a great read for those of you who are trying to get in control of your emotions and shift your paradigm to make things happen in your favor. And if you got any topics you'd like me to discuss, hit me up. Leave it in the comments, your thoughts on this topic as well. If you're seeking a one-on-one with yours truly, make sure you email me. The link is in the description. With that being said, check out these videos here in reference to this topic. I encourage you guys to click on them. And with that being said, peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.